Welcome to A Mind for Life. We are here in the Endless Being series once again. Now, in the last video, I asked you the question, how big is your soul? How big is your soul? You know, there are ideas about the soul that we've heard, that I've heard my whole life, like the soul is in the body. So the soul is in the body. So maybe if I'm 6 feet, the soul is 6 feet. If I'm 5 feet, the soul is 5 feet. I don't know. Maybe it's in the body somewhere. It's located somewhere. I've heard this idea too, that the soul is outside of the body. It's 2 blocks long. It's that big. And I've also heard that, yeah, it's outside of the body and it's about 6 feet around. And the soul holds the molecules of the body together and animates the body. Without that, the body would just be a dead physical thing. So I've heard these things. And what I submitted to you in the last video is that, listen, if the soul is not physical, how can we measure it in physical terms? How can we say where the soul is? Wouldn't that be measuring the soul in terms of space? And so what I'm saying is that, and what came to me, and I shared in the last video, was that the soul is dreaming of the past, the present, and the future right now. That's the size of your soul. The past, the present, and the future are a dream the soul is having right now. That's how big your soul is, you see? And that's a different idea than the soul is located in a physical space somehow. Now, I'm going to continue from this because the question came up, okay, that's pretty deep, it's new, maybe original. I never thought about the size of the soul in those terms, but what does that mean? What's the practical, impact of this? And I'm going to say this. Every single moment, the soul is renewed, brand new. These things happened to you before. They happened to me in the past. Years ago, I fell off a bike at 6 years old. Now, that happened. It was real. I'm not discounting that was real. However, it's a memory. I have to remember this. I have to remember. The soul is dreaming of that right now. That's why it is. When you understand and you tap into this, and this is not linear, by the way. When you tap into this, you begin to realize, wait a minute, I can move on in my life through difficulties because everything that you're experiencing is a delicious memory to the soul that it's having right now. The soul is an adventurer, like I said before. And these things bother us or they bring us joy. But the soul isn't caught up in that. The soul is an adventurer. The soul loves experience. The soul is moving through eternity. In your future, the soul is dreaming about that right now. Your present, what's happening at this moment, the soul is dreaming about that right now. And what happened before, the soul is dreaming about that. This is different. And you've heard this too shall pass. Now, this too shall pass, meaning that everything that's happening to you right now, even if you don't like it, it's just a memory of the soul. That's all it is. It's a memory of the soul. Look at it this way. A 4-year-old falls off their bike, scrapes their knee, runs to mom. It's the end of the world. To that 4-year-old, this is a catastrophe. This is the end of the world. But to the parent, to the mother, she's looking at the child and what happened. And yeah, she feels compassion for the child, but she sees it from a larger point of view. She knows that the pain will pass. Not only that, she sees a possible future where this is a very sweet moment. Let me explain. 20 years later, mom and the child get together and they talk about the day the child fell and scraped their knee. They both have a laugh about it. It was a special day because it was a day in which they bonded more. It was a day that child remembers now as an adult, that is a sweet memory to that child now. They don't feel that scrape anymore. See, I'm giving you an idea of the size of the soul when it comes to enduring, being able to endure hardship as a good soldier, as it said. When you understand that your soul is not touched by these things that touch your physical body, when your soul is not touched by these things that cause you so much joy or pain, you begin to see yourself in an expanded dimension. Everything that's going to happen, the soul has already dreamt of that and is dreaming of that right now. That is the endurance that you gain when you understand the eternal nature of who you are. Not only that, appreciation and gratitude. When you know that this moment is going to pass, when you really know that, when you really know that your soul is an adventure throughout eternity, and that it is relishing in every single experience that you're having as a flesh and blood human being. When you realize this, you begin to appreciate and have gratitude for the simple things in life. Things that you may have walked right past before and didn't notice how beautiful that moon was. How nice it was to have somebody say hello. You might not have noticed how it felt to wake up in the morning and have full activities of all your facilities. Or and if you don't have those facilities fully activated, you still are gracious for waking up. And I'm just giving you examples of once you begin to understand the transient nature of your experience from the level of your soul, your appreciation, your gratitude, and your noticing things will definitely increase. Now, this is not a linear video series. As I said before, this is not going to make sense if you're using logic. These are things that come from the universe, from God, through me to you. It's not so much about quoting facts or quoting authorities and what they said and backing it up with scientific this and scientific that. We know all about that. Believe me, I'm a scientist myself. This is not about the linear thing right here. This goes beyond that. And I want you to tap into this. I want you to tap into who you are as a soul. That the past, present, and future is happening right now with the soul. The soul is renewed in every single moment, brand new. All right? So appreciation, gratitude, and endurance are things you can take away from this as far as your practical life experience goes. You may think something is bad right now, but later on, like the kid with the bike, it may be a delicious memory. See, that's what it is to the soul. You may think something is good right now, but realize it wasn't so good. That is the bigness of the soul. It doesn't see things in terms of good or bad or joy or pain. You understand? That's the size of your soul. All right, so I want to thank you for coming to A Mindful Life. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.